The law of the jungle is kill or be killed. Most of the time, it's survival of the fittest. If you can't hold your ground, you will not make it. All sorts of animals meet in the bush, and conflicts is inevitable. Some battles are quicker than others. What do you think happens when a praying mantis meets a hornet? What creature wins between a hammerhead shark and a stingray? Stick around and you'll see much more as we count down 15 wild animals hunting mercilessly. Number 15. Bear hunting elk. Elks are typically larger than deer, so a bear must invest more energy pursuing them. However, when the elk is young, as in this video, striking and carrying its victim to a safer location to consume it is child's play. This bear doesn't appear to be bothered by the water when it attacks a giant elk and a river in this video. Being in the water not only makes it more difficult for the powerful predator, but it also makes it more difficult for the elk to flee. The bear appears to be in perfect command of the situation and completes the kill in a matter of minutes. The difficult thing now is figuring out how to pull this large prey out of the water so the bear can enjoy its meal. The grizzly bear was rummaging through a tangle of shrubs. There was a high-pitched screech as the bear dipped in and emerged on the other side with the elk in its mouth. In our next video, what appears to be a sure kill for this grizzly bear when it sees an injured elk barely able to walk turns into a botched hunt when the elk manages to avoid being grabbed by the bear and jumps into the water where the river's current carries it away from the bear, prompting the bear to abandon the chase. Finally, given that its victim is still chanting the Hail Mary, this bear begins to enjoy its meal a little too early. I guess some animals can't wait to eat when it's time. Number 14. Wild dog versus warthog. Even though warthogs are formidable animals with razor-sharp tusks, one warthog against a pack of wild dogs isn't going to cut it. A pack of wild dogs is chasing a warthog. The warthog quickly realizes this and decides not to stick around, so it flees, but the dogs pursue it fiercely. The warthog digs a trench and enters the defense mode as a last resort, but even that may not be enough to ward off the attack of the crazy dogs. Wild dogs are reputed to be some of Africa's best hunters, but they don't seem to mind if their prey is still alive when they devour it. In this video, you can see them eating a warthog alive. Uninvited, these wild dogs barge into a warthog's den and snap at the warthog from all angles. The warthog hasn't even had a chance to blink before it's being prepared for dinner. As they devour the warthog, the dogs show no mercy. The next video is not for the faint of heart. A young warthog is ripped apart by these wild dogs. The ferocity with which wild dogs engage in a hunt is difficult to witness. The dogs never stop and eat as they go, so whether the prey is alive or dead is irrelevant to them. Finally, this warthog is being attacked from all sides by a large pack of dogs. It's unfortunate that the warthogs usually face such situations all by themselves. It would be interesting to see what would happen if there were as many warthogs as wild dogs involved in a fight, because there always seems to be a numerical disparity whenever they meet. This warthog will perish. I don't think wild dogs and warthogs will ever be pals. Number 13. Lion versus donkey. I've never heard of lions hunting donkeys before, but I guess it does happen, because this video proves it. These two young lions put themselves in danger when they decide to brutally kill several donkeys from a local village herd. The farmers that own these donkeys could very well be on the lookout for the lions and return the favor. This will be a task for the local ranger to manage and try to keep the peace between the felines and the inhabitants. In this video, which takes place at the Baghdad Zoo, these lions were released into a donkey enclosure apparently because of lack of food. I hope the information I have is wrong, but I've never seen or heard predators such as lions being released into another animal's enclosure so they could eat them. Next, these two lions walked into a village late at night and captured a donkey. They were hungry and it was dinner time, so what else could they do? Number 12. Tiger versus bear. Deer, moose, wild boars, and yes, bears are all prey for tigers. Although Himalayan bears are most of the tiger's prey, they account for 5% of all large meals. The Siberian tiger turned to the brown bear for food when natural prey became rare in Russia. Siberian tigers and grizzly bears in North America are solitary hunters. Except when a mother sloth bear is guarding her young, tigers have an easier time with sloth bears. Watch as this mother fights this tiger as if it were the final day of her life, and this isn't a small struggle. The bear tries so hard to bring it to the tiger that the large feline eventually stops and thinks to himself, "This is way too much of a bother." After the triumph, the baby sloth congratulates his mother. In this next video, These two tigers approach this Asiatic bear, but the bear rises and confronts the tigers. The tigers keep walking towards the bear as though on a mission, but neither of them manages to leapfrog the bear. I'm guessing it's not as simple as it appears. Number 11. Lion versus Warthog. Warthogs are fearless and dangerous creatures capable of causing significant harm. However, how do they fare against the king of the jungle? Do they stand a chance against a lion? Of course, the warthog isn't a moron and won't approach a lion to taunt it purposefully. The warthog will simply defend itself should the lion decide to attack. The lion will pursue the warthog until it is forced to battle the lion. If the warthog intends to survive such a battle, he'll need to have a few prayers handy and the latest version of the King James Bible. In this video, a lion pursues a small warthog. Given the size of the prey, I'm not sure why the lion puts any energy and effort in this hunt. That little piglet isn't going to fill the large cat's stomach, but I guess big cats enjoy appetizers once in a while. A group of people saw a pride of hungry lions and decided to camp out with them for several hours in the hopes of seeing a kill. All day, a female lion hid under a tree, creeping an eye out for a nearby waterhole. A male warthog decided to take a dip into the waterhole that the female lion was staking out. The lioness walked around the bushes to their left and started approaching the warthog while they were recording this. The lioness gave it her all, but wasn't fast enough, and the warthog escaped to live another day. She didn't try to catch up with the warthog. Next, this male lion visits this warthog's den. No, he's not selling Bibles. He actually wants to show the warthog where heaven is, and that's exactly what he does, before a pack of wild dogs. Finally, these two lionesses chase this warthog and complete a successful hunt. In an open field like that, it's not easy for an animal to escape the grasp of two formidable hunters working in unison towards the same goal. Number 10. Wild dogs versus impala. Many African predators enjoy eating the impala as a food source. It's incredibly swift and difficult to catch, but once a predator gets its claws on an impala, it's almost a sure thing. Getting to it is the difficult part. Two wild dogs chase a huge impala through the lake in this video. The other members of the pack wait anxiously while these two do most of the work to drag the impala back to the shore against its will. Once the animal is out of the water, the rest of the pack joins in on the feast, and the impala can kiss the rest of its life goodbye. On the side of the road, these wild dogs finish off an impala. When it comes to food, wild dogs aren't fussy. It's fine for them to enjoy a picnic, even if it's on the side of the road. In this video, these three wild dogs kill an impala in a matter of seconds. The rate at which they work is incredible. They don't waste any time at all. This pack of wild dogs has cornered an impala and is chasing it across a shallow body of water. Slowly but steadily, one of the dogs closes in on the impala, and despite the video's brevity, it's clear that the hunt's outcome will be. Finally, these wild dogs capture and consume this young impala, and the whole thing is over in a matter of seconds. When wild dogs get their hands on an impala, they rip it apart in seconds. The impala has no chance of surviving. Number 9.